Now, South Africans are amongst the most indebted in the world. 73% of disposable income is used to service debt. But there may be hope for young people engaged in the gig economy. Let's find out more now and unpack from Quinton Ramolabi from the National Debt Advisors. Good morning to you. Thank you very much for joining us here on this South African morning. I think let's start by chatting about how South Africa's high unemployment rates affect South Africans in need of debt relief. It's very difficult to pay off your debt if you don't even have employment. So it's like people are stuck between a rock and a hard place. How do they navigate this?
Good morning, and thank you so much for having me here. Well, basically what is happening is that if you are not receiving an income on a monthly basis as an individual, unfortunately you won't be able to receive a professional assistance outside there, specifically when you're looking for assistance to repay back your debts. If you are unable to manage your finances in general. So you need to have a constant income that you're receiving on a monthly basis in order for you to be able to qualify for assistance, specifically debt review, which most of the consumers are going under it, specifically looking for assistance with regards to their debts. So now it affects them in such a way that they are unable to repay them, and furthermore, people they are still defaulting. So that's technically affecting them in many ways, because now if the consumer have to sacrifice to repay back their debt and not to fulfill their monthly expenses. So that is a little bit difficult on their side also. That's where National Debt Advisors come and try as much as they can to negotiate on their behalf to propose an affordable payment plan with them and sit down with them, draw a budget that technically can help them to be able to manage their finances and be according to their affordability. So it does affect many South Africans. I might have to mention that they are going through the most, and even if you're not being able to receive any income on a monthly basis, it is unfortunate that you won't be able to receive professional assistance outside there.
Quinton, let's unpack some of the stats. I saw a stat that said that South Africans are some of the most indebted individuals in the world, and a very large portion of South Africans' disposable income goes to paying off debts. When it comes to the statistics, how are they looking?
Well, technically, we basically, as the organization also, what we go through is we have a look at the consumers who are working and who are not also working. Like, for instance, here at National Debt Advisors, what we recently ascertained is that most of the South African consumers, specifically the youth, their income is going through towards their debts, which shouldn't be the case. You find that 80% of their income is going through their debts, and the 20% it is unfortunate that they are unable to live with it. So, and also furthermore, what we recently came across as an organization is that the statistics is not only for those who are spending their monthly income towards their debts. It includes also those who are unemployed, lost their job due to the poverty, you understand. So it's difficult for the consumers outside there to be able to survive and being able to fulfill their monthly expenses. So the percentage keeps on increasing on a monthly basis, I might have to mention, due to the fact that people are not yet recovered from the COVID-19. So it's still tough outside there.
Quinton, what then are some of the options and paths that individuals can take? I saw the mention of something named the gig economy. What is this, and how can it assist?
Well, by specifically referring to the gig economy, it will help specifically the youth. It offers them a chance to generate an extra income, and also it gives them an experience, very good, reasonable experience in such a way that we refer them people they can generate an income for in terms of becoming brand ambassador. So whereby you as an individual you have to go outside there, put yourself in social platforms, marketing your brand, or perhaps maybe if you want to focus into the music, you can use all of these social platforms or become a freelancer in such a way that your working hours will be flexible, because you will be able to work according to your pay. So it is very important as an individual, specifically youth, to stand outside there, because what we recently ascertained as the organization is that most of the youth, they go outside there and create their own brand, standing out, market themselves, because now social media becomes more easier now in such a way that you can access many platforms and put yourself outside there so that you can express many audiences, and then your brand can be considered, and that it can technically assist you as an individual to generate an extra income.
Let's expand then on some of those tips and how young people can use the gig economy to their advantage and become successful in using it.
Well, they can use it in terms of making sure that whether they receive an income from those extra income that they're generating through their gig economy. Like, for instance, they will have to manage their finances wisely. I know it is not very easy as people speak in terms of managing your finances, but it's important to have financial capabilities to handle your income. So, which I normally refer a lot of South African consumers, specifically those who are going through financial difficulties. And it is unfortunate that most of us, we did not come from the background whereby we received the financial literature. So I normally refer most of the youth to seek for the professional assistance guide outside there, specifically referring them to the organization National Debt Advisors, whereby they will sit with an individual and give them an advice, sit down and draw the budget, and show them the importance of saving, how it is important in order for them to avoid unnecessary debts. So lastly, which is very important, and this needs to be taken into consideration for the youth who are listening outside there, is to build their own personal brand, which technically can help them to generate an extra income in a way of putting yourself outside there, marketing your brand, perhaps you're selling some of things, or you want to become a brand ambassador. So that technically can help you put your profile outside there into social media platform, so for you to be able to get exposed and attract many audience, because that can technically assist an individual to know how to manage their finances and be able to generate an extra income constantly so that they can survive within this tough economy.